Welcome to my Lego City project that I've been working on. Last update, I discussed where I was going to be placing the Avengers Tower and the museum, so we had to move the beach around. However, I want to find another spot to place the beach, so let's get at it. Now I think I've got a spot for the beach. I just need to do some integration right here, as well as on the coast over there. And then I also made some room for Diagon Alley. The museum's going to be right up here in the front. However, now that I pulled out Diagon Alley, it kind of makes me want the bank and also to light it up. So let me know what you think. Progress been a little slow. I'm doing a little training session right here. Here's where I'm going to get started with building some rock work just to integrate the road into the ocean a little bit. And I did have to end up throwing a bunch of dark gray slopes at it. I think it turned out pretty well. Let me know what you think. Well, I've got a big update planned for the mountains. I've got a few days off work, so I feel like that gives me enough time to tackle this project. I really want to make a difference to this cave right here, update the lighting as well as some of the rock work. I think it's just looking a bit blocky right here. As well as this cave, I've got some new gems I want to add as well as lighting, and then really just finish it off. I've gotten some more dark gray slopes, so I think I can do a better job at finishing off this corner. Now another thought I've had is this retaining wall right here, maybe knocking a few of those panels out and making a tunnel that goes in with some lighting. But I was also thinking I could make it a bit taller and maybe add Diagon Alley underneath and just line it up against the wall, and then Diagon Alley would run across right there. Maybe make the arches a bit wider so we could see in a bit better. And I also need to get Diagon Alley lit up. But let me know what you think of that idea. So here's a good look at what I'm thinking about. I'm making another base for a retaining wall, just so I didn't have to take down the mountain. However, I think I'm still going to have to do that. But I might need to make them a bit taller, and then also add some backs to the building so I could put some lights in them. The arches are a bit bigger, but it's a work in progress. So I did take down part of the mountain just so I could get a better size comparison to the new one that I'm making right over here. And you can see it's already about the same height, and I am gonna add a few more brick to the top just because some of these shops go a bit higher. And even with that, I'm probably gonna have to cut some of the tops off. But I've been thinking, and I really want this cave to have a bunch more lights and a bunch more gems, and then also go down. And same with this one as well. I want it to be quite bigger and then also be deeper as well. And I think in order to do that, it might be easiest just to start all over. I really don't want to break this mountain apart just because of all the rock work and time it took, but I think that might be easier for what I want. And on top of those changes, I probably also want to make it a bit more stable. I really should probably have something in the middle of it, and that means it's also going to add some weight. So we'll see how that goes. All right, well, I think I'm definitely going to have to take off the top part of the mountain from this retaining wall because I need these bricks right here so I can make the new one. And let me just tell you, it did not go that smoothly. At first, I just tried to remove the top part, but I realized that wasn't really going to happen. I understand this isn't the best camera angle, but, well, I didn't realize that until after the fact, so. And so I guess that means I will be creating it from scratch. Woo! So I'm still currently working on this retaining wall, and this is kind of the design I've come up with for the first few. I'm gonna have some lights behind those advertisements. And the only thing I'm not really a big fan of is up here. It's looking pretty plain. So I'm gonna see if I can't add something to that. And maybe as well with these pillars. I mean, it's definitely a big improvement from what I had. But let's get some lights on and see how that looks. Well, I've added some detailing to this retaining wall, as well as some height, and I might actually go 1 brick taller. But all of these pieces basically came from the pad wall, so I have plenty of them, so I could also add the same detailing to that retaining wall as well. I'm still working on the lights. It's just taking a bit longer than expected. And then I've worked on some of the tiling. And now I think I'm gonna start working on some of the storefronts or the cave that's gonna be coming in this way. So I've already had to re-plate and take off all the tile that was here. I had some dark tan tile and I pulled that up because I want to do more of a cobblestone look, kind of like I did in this area. It's just a bit more worn, looks pretty good. Now I was also able to get my Black Friday orders in, so I'm super excited to get those built and placed into the city, but that's probably gonna have to wait until next update, as well as finishing off this retaining wall. I know it looks like we kind of went backwards a little bit this update, and that's just because the room's just an absolute mess, but I'm also gonna get the ocean placed. Things have just been a bit busy. So y'all have a good one. I'll see you next time.